Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally come around. The time to set the playoff grid for the Season 4 NASCAR Hot Wheels Cup Series playoffs here on the Arctic Fox Racing Network. Welcome everybody to the Music City of Nashville, Tennessee for race number 7 here in this 10-race season. Now let's take a look at the topographical breakdown of this track. 4 turns and 1.33 miles make up this tri-oval track. Our last winner was Ryan Blaney in race 24 of the 2021 to 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. Drivers should look out for turn number 1, where in that race 4 cars tangled to bring out the first yellow flag of the race. And another place to look out for is the back stretch, where 4 cars stacked up to end the stage under yellow flag. Ty Gibbs was our last winner at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, beating Shane Van Gisbergen on the very last lap, which means only 2 playoff spots remain. 1 spot can be claimed by a win, but both can be claimed by accumulating enough points. Let's take a look at some of our drivers to watch for today's race. Coming up first in our drivers to watch for is the 5 of Kyle Larson, your defending Hot Wheels Cup Series champion. He'll start the race from pole position today, and he has a strong history on 1.5 mile and intermediate tracks like this one. Look for the number 5 car to dominate the majority of this race. Starting alongside him is the 20 of Christopher Bell. He's looking to win his way into the playoffs. We're going to see if he can get it done from the outside front row today. Coming up next is the 54 of Ty Gibbs, your race 6 winner, who picked up his first career Hot Wheels Cup Series win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He'll start today's race from the inside 4th row. Look for this driver to contend at the front of the field. The last of our drivers to watch for is the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. He'll start today's race from the outside 7th row. Had a bit of a tough run in qualifying. We're going to see if the driver of the number 11 car can make his way through the field and make it to the top 10. As now we take a look at our Pertec starting grid for today's race. Kyle Larson in the 5 and Christopher Bell in the 20 will lock out the front row. And behind them is the 1 of Ross Chastain and the 6 of Brad Keselowski. Row 3 sees Joey Logano line up next to Carson Hocevar, the rookie. Then it's Ty Gibbs in the 54 next to Noah Gragson in the 10 in row 4. Rounding out the top 10 is Martin Truex Jr. and Tyler Reddick. And it's Austin Cindric in the 2 next to Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 7. Row 7 sees Josh Berry line up next to Denny Hamlin. Then it's Chase Elliott in the 9 next to Austin Hill in the 62. Followed by Ryan Blaney in the 12 and Kyle Busch in the 8. Rounding at the top 20 is Alex Bowman in the 48 and Daniel Hemrick in the 31. And it's Sammy Smith making his 3rd start of the season next to Austin Dillon. Followed by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47 and Ryan Preece in the 41. Followed by Zane Smith and William Byron. And it's Casey Kane and Eric Jones behind them in row 14. Row 15 sees Jonathan Nemechek in the 42, line up next to Ty Dillon in the 16. Followed by Justin Haley and Harrison Burton. And there's Chase Briscoe and Chris Buescher behind them. And rounding off the grid is the 99 of Daniel Suarez and the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Let's take a final look at our point standings before we get into this race. Brad Keselowski currently sits 10 points above the cut line. Tyler Reddick only 1 point ahead of Josh Berry, and it's a bit of a ways back to Ryan Blaney. Berry is going to have to finish ahead of Reddick, and Blaney is going to need a very, very strong finish if he wants any shot and make it to playoffs. Now the drivers are beginning to fire the engines and roll off here for what is sure to be an exciting conclusion to the regular season. Who will claim the last 2 playoff spots? Will it be Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, or Josh Berry, or anyone else? It's time to find out. Now the pace car pulls onto pit roads. The drivers come up through the restart zone and up through the tri-oval to take the green flag. We are racing here in the Music City. And Kyle Larson is already out to a good lead. And now Joey Logano goes around. He collects Christopher Bell. And that'll bring out our first caution here on lap number 1. And a hard hit for 2 drivers who had great qualifying positions. Here's the real-time replay. Looked like Joey Logano got loose trying to defend against Ty Gibbs, and Christopher Bell had nowhere to go. Great job by everyone to avoid the carnage. Here's a slow-motion replay. Joey Logano goes a little too aggressive blocking Ty Gibbs, and Christopher Bell had nowhere to go. A tough break for both of these drivers, especially after a great qualifying positions. This is not the way to end their day. So this is going to set up a 2-lap to go restart. Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain will lead the field back to the green flag. As the pace car pulls off the pit road, the drivers come up to the tri-oval and the green flag flies once again. 2 laps to go in the stage, and it's a sloppy start from Kyle Larson. Ty Gibbs gets by for the lead as Brad Keselowski moves to the inside of Larson to take the second position. 1 lap to go in the stage. Keselowski chasing down Ty Gibbs to the inside. Keselowski makes a move. He's going to clear him into 3, and coming out of turn number 4, Brad Keselowski is going to pick up another playoff point. He will win stage number 1. As we take a look at our stage results, Tyler Reddick, Noah Gragson, Carson Hocevar, Denny Hamlin, Austin Hill, Zane Smith, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. all get valuable points that will be added to their score. Don't go anywhere, we got plenty more racing action coming up right after the break. Be sure to keep it tuned right here when we return for the second stage. Have you ever wondered how you can have every race of the Hot Wheels Cup Series at your fingertips? Head over to the playlist section of my channel and scroll down a little bit. You'll see a little section containing all playlists with every race of the Hot Wheels Cup Series. From there, you can select the race you wish to watch. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and also follow me on all my social media platforms linked in the channel's description, and enjoy all the action here on the Arctic Fox Racing Network. Welcome back. You're watching the Hot Wheels Cup Series Season 4 Race 7 from Nashville Super Speedway. It's time to get underway with stage number 2. As the pace car pulls off the pit road, and Keselowski and Gibbs lead the field up to the tri-oval to take the green flag once again. 8 laps to go, and it's a terrible start from Ty Gibbs. Kyle Larson gets up into the second position to the high side. Larson takes the lead away as Gragson comes up into the third position. 7 laps to go in this race. Larson clear of Keselowski. Now Keselowski's around. He slams the outside wall, and that'll bring out our second caution with 7 laps to go. And as we take a look at the real-time replay, it looked like the same as earlier. Brad Keselowski got loose trying to make a block on Noah Gragson. Great job by everyone else to avoid it. Here's a slow motion replay. It looks like Gragson went low. Keselowski tried to block, but Gragson bumped him. Great job by everyone to avoid it. Keselowski seems to be okay, but any chance of him making the playoffs all depends on where Josh Berry finishes. We'll get ready to restart with 5 laps to go. Kyle Larson and Noah Gragson will lead us back to the green flag as we come up to the gears once again to take the green flag. 5 laps to go in this race. And Denny Hamlin is going to try to make a run on Kyle Larson to the inside, to the outside. Not going to work. As we come around turn 4, 4 laps to go. Casey Kane now challenging for the second position. Now Jonathan Nemechek slides up and he collects Noah Gragson. That'll bring out our third caution here with only 4 laps to go. Here's the real-time replay. It looks like Jonathan Nemechek just slid up the track coming into turn number 2. Noah Gragson nowhere to go. Great job by Zane Smith and Ross Chastain to avoid it. Here's a slow motion replay. Can't tell if he got loose or if Reddick might have bumped him, but still a hard hit for the 42 and the 10. Again, great job by everyone to avoid it. That's going to be a tough break for both Jonathan Nemechek and Noah Gragson. We'll get ready to restart with 2 laps to go. Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin will lead the field back to the green flag. As the pace car pulls out the pit road and the drivers come up to the tri-oval, the green flag is in the air. 2 laps to go, and Casey Kane gets a great start. He takes the lead away from Kyle Larson. Denny Hamlin falls back. Kyle Larson goes to the outside. White flag in the air. 1 lap to determine the final playoff spot. Kyle Larson dives to the inside. He takes the lead away. Come on out of turn 3, through turn 4. Kyle Larson wins here in Nashville. And that will be another 5 playoff points added to his total score. Let's take another look at how we got it done. Coming to the white flag, Casey Kane had the lead, then Kyle Larson crosses back to the inside. And he makes an aggressive dive in turns 1 and 2. And that was just enough to give the defending Hot Wheels Cup Series champion his 5th career NASCAR Hot Wheels Cup Series win. And another 5 bonus points to add to his playoff score. Congratulations to the driver of the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. Now let's take a look at our overall race results. And another strong top 3 finish for Tyler Reddick. This will definitely secure his spot in the playoffs. Ross Chastain comes home 4th. Martin Truex Jr. finishes 6th with Carson Hocevar behind his 7th. William Byron round to the top 10. Josh Berry comes home 15th. Is that enough to secure his spot in the playoffs? We will find out soon enough. As you can see, Chase Elliott comes home 16th, and Austin Hill rounds out the top 20 with Chris Buescher closely behind. Kyle Busch finishes 31st. And Noah Gragson, Jonathan Nemechek, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Christopher Bell all wrecked out of the race. Brad Keselowski may have secured his spot, but we will find out in just a moment. Now we will take a look at our point standings to see who the final two drivers joining the playoffs are, and they will be Tyler Reddick by 8 points and Brad Keselowski by 1. Had Josh Berry finished 1 or 2 spots higher, he would have had the final playoff spot instead of Brad Keselowski. But that buffer zone from Brad Keselowski coming into this race was just enough to secure himself into the playoffs. Let's take a look at our playoff grid. These 8 drivers have put on an incredible show this season, and over the next 2 races, only 4 of them will compete for a season title. They are Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 7, Chase Elliott in the 9, Denny Hamlin in the 11 with the win at the start of the season, Martin Truex Jr. with the win at Kansas, Tyler Reddick with his dominant performance, and Ty Gibbs with his win at Indianapolis. At the end of race 9, only 4 will compete for a season title. So thank you everyone for watching this incredible race. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow all my social platforms linked to the channel's description, because you won't want to miss a single lap of all this Cup Series racing action. Congratulations once again to Kyle Larson. The playoffs opener from the Richmond Raceway will be out really, really soon, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, I'm Arctic Fox, and I'll see you all at the finish line. Stay frosty.